The greatest power you possess lies within your own consciousness. To awaken to this truth is to step into the reality of your own infinite potential. Many of us have spent years searching for answers in the outer world, seeking validation, approval, or fulfillment from people, circumstances, and conditions outside of ourselves. Yet, the secret to true liberation, true mastery, and true joy is not found in clinging to others, but in releasing them, in turning inward, and in recognizing the divine force within you. What's more, do not compare yourself to others, because in the other's view there is only you. You see, every individual you meet, every experience you encounter is but a reflection of your inner state of being. The relationships you form, the opinions you hold, and the emotions you harbor are projections of your own imagination, shaped by the assumptions you carry about yourself and the world. To focus on yourself, then, is not an act of selfishness, but an act of profound wisdom. For in shifting your attention inward, you align with the creative power that shapes your destiny. Letting go of others does not mean abandoning love or compassion. On the contrary, it is an invitation to love more deeply, not from a place of dependence or expectation, but from a place of freedom and truth. When you release the need to control, to cling, or to be understood by others, you free yourself and them to exist as they are. You unbind yourself from the illusions of separation and step into the realization that all is one, and that one is within you. Your inner world is a sacred garden. What you plant within it, what you water and nurture, will inevitably blossom into your external reality. If you cultivate thoughts of peace, confidence, and self-love, your life will mirror that harmony. Conversely, if you allow your mind to be consumed by resentment, fear, or the opinions of others, you give away the creative power that is your birthright. The choice is always yours: to dwell in the awareness of your infinite potential, or to be entangled in the fleeting shadows of external circumstances. This moment is your opportunity to reclaim your focus, to turn away from the distractions of the world, and to dwell in the silence of your inner sanctuary. Here lies the truth. The power to create, to transform, to heal, and to transcend is yours, and has always been yours. By letting go of the need to control or fix what is outside of you, you will discover the limitless freedom of mastering your inner world. Focus on yourself. Let them go, not with bitterness, but with gratitude for the roles they have played in awakening you to your own divine potential. In this release, you will find that life begins to flow with ease, for you are no longer resisting what is, but aligning with the truth of who you are. The power of consciousness is the foundational truth upon which all transformation is built. It is the realization that your awareness is the source of all that you experience, the lens through which reality takes shape. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every feeling you entertain carries within it the creative force that molds your life. This is not a passive process, but an active and ongoing one. Whether you are aware of it or not, your consciousness is always creating, always shaping the events, relationships, and circumstances you encounter. When you awaken to this truth, you begin to understand that you are not a victim of external conditions, but the architect of your own experience. The world around you is not fixed or unchanging, but fluid and responsive, reflecting back to you the assumptions and states of mind you carry within. To see yourself as the creator of your reality is to step into a profound sense of responsibility, for it means that nothing outside of you has power over your life unless you grant it that power through your attention and belief. Consciousness operates as both cause and effect. The thoughts and feelings you dwell upon are the seeds you plant, and the manifestations you observe are the harvest. This is not a matter of chance or coincidence, but a natural law as reliable as gravity. When you focus your awareness deliberately, Choosing to cultivate thoughts that align with the life you wish to live, you set into motion a chain of events that will bring that vision into form. The challenge lies not in understanding this concept intellectually, but in living it consistently, with faith and conviction. To recognize the power of your consciousness is to understand that everything begins and ends within you. There is no obstacle that cannot be overcome, no condition that cannot be transformed when you align your inner state with the reality you wish to create. This truth liberates you from dependence on external validation or circumstances and places the responsibility for your life firmly in your hands. The truth is the responsibility for your life firmly in your hands. It is an invitation to step into your role as a creator, to embrace the boundless potential that lies within you, and to live with the awareness that you are the master of your destiny. The outer world is not an independent or fixed reality. Rather, it is a mirror reflecting the inner workings of your mind and consciousness. Everything you encounter, relationships, circumstances, opportunities, and challenges arises from the beliefs, thoughts, and feelings you hold within yourself. This understanding shifts your perspective from one of being a passive observer or victim of life's events to that of an empowered creator. To grasp this fully is to realize that what you experience externally is a direct projection of your inner state. Your mind acts as the projector, and the world around you becomes the screen upon which the contents of your consciousness are displayed. If you carry thoughts of fear, lack, or resentment, these vibrations will manifest as external conditions that echo those states. Conversely, when your inner world is filled with confidence, abundance, and love, your outer experience will reflect those qualities back to you. This is not a matter of wishful thinking or coincidence, but a fundamental principle of life's creative process. It is important to understand that this reflection is not punitive or arbitrary. It is neutral and impartial. The outer world does not judge the quality of your thoughts. It simply mirrors them faithfully. This is why self-awareness is so critical. Many of us go through life unaware of the subconscious patterns driving our experiences, blaming external circumstances without realizing that they are merely a reflection of the assumptions we hold deep within. For example, if you find yourself in a series of unsatisfying relationships, it is not the outer circumstances that need fixing, but the beliefs you hold about love, worthiness, or connection. Perhaps you carry an assumption that you are unworthy of love or that relationships inevitably lead to pain. These beliefs, even if unspoken or unconscious, shape your reality by attracting people and situations that confirm them. By changing your assumptions, you change what the mirror reflects. The simple fact, this principle is not limited to relationships but extends to every area of life: health, career, finances, and beyond. If you see the outer world as hostile or filled with scarcity, that perception will shape your experience. However, when you begin to view the world as abundant and supportive, rooted in your own sense of inner abundance, the reflection will change accordingly. The outer world cannot help but respond to the new vibration you carry. This understanding is liberating because it empowers you to focus on what you can control: your inner world. Rather than trying to manipulate or force external circumstances, you turn inward to align your thoughts and emotions with the reality you desire. The outer world will follow suit naturally and effortlessly, as it is bound to reflect the inner changes you make. Ultimately, the outer world is a gift, a perfect feedback system that reveals to you the state of your consciousness. Instead of resisting or blaming it, use it as a guide. Observe what it shows you, not as a source of frustration, but as an opportunity to transform within. When you embrace this truth, you unlock the power to reshape your life, knowing that every change begins from the inside out. Focusing on yourself is often misunderstood as an act of selfishness, but in truth, it is an act of profound wisdom and self-realization. This shift in perspective is not about isolating yourself from others or ignoring the needs of those around you. Instead, it is about recognizing that the most meaningful changes in your life begin within you. When you prioritize your inner well-being, you not only transform your own reality, but also create a ripple effect that enhances the lives of those you interact with. To focus on yourself means to take responsibility for your own thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. It involves stepping away from the habit of blaming external circumstances or other people for your happiness or struggles. Instead of seeking validation, approval, or solutions from outside sources, you turn inward to examine the patterns within your own consciousness that are creating your experiences. This act of self-reflection is not about fault-finding, but about understanding that your inner state is the foundation of your outer reality. When you focus on yourself, you reclaim the energy that is often scattered in worrying about what others think, comparing yourself to others, or trying to control situations beyond your reach. This energy, when redirected inward, becomes a powerful force for growth, clarity, and self-mastery. It allows you to cultivate self-awareness and align your thoughts and emotions with the reality you wish to create, and the more you wish to create. By doing so, you unlock your innate potential and begin to live in harmony with your authentic self. Focusing on yourself also means letting go of the need to fix or change others. Often we expend great effort trying to influence people or circumstances to align with our desires, believing that our happiness depends on external changes. However, this approach creates resistance and frustration because it places your power outside of yourself. True wisdom lies in understanding that the only person you can truly change is yourself. When you shift your focus inward and elevate your own state of being, you naturally influence the world around you in ways far more effective than force or persuasion. This inner focus does not imply isolation or disconnection. In fact, it enhances your relationships and interactions with others. When you are grounded in your own sense of self, you approach others from a place of love rather than need or dependency. You no longer look to others to complete you or to fill gaps within yourself. Instead, you bring your wholeness to every interaction, creating deeper and more meaningful connections. Furthermore, focusing on yourself enables you to access your inner guidance and intuition. By quieting the noise of external opinions and distractions, you can hear the voice of your higher self, guiding you toward your true desires and purpose. This clarity allows you to live with intention and authenticity, rather than being swayed by external influences or societal expectations. Ultimately, focusing on yourself is an act of self-love and self-respect. It is a commitment to nurture your inner world, to align with your highest potential, and to live in harmony with your true nature. By doing so, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire and uplift those around you, creating a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment. Letting go of others is often viewed as a challenging or even painful process, but it is one of the most liberating acts you can undertake. This does not mean abandoning love, compassion, or relationships. It means releasing attachment, control, and the need for external validation. By letting go, you free yourself from the burdens of dependency, resentment, and expectations that can limit your growth and happiness. In doing so, you also allow others the space to grow and be themselves, free from your projections or demands. At its core, letting go is an act of surrender, but not in the sense of giving up or resigning yourself to loss. It is a conscious choice to release your grip on what you cannot control and to trust in the flow of life. Many of us hold tightly to people, relationships, or situations out of fear. Fear of being alone, of losing love, or of facing an uncertain future. However, this clinging often leads to resistance and suffering, as it stems from a place of lack and insecurity. True freedom comes when you understand that you are complete within yourself, and your happiness is not dependent on anyone or anything outside of you. Letting go of others also means releasing the need to fix, change, or control them. It is natural to want the best for the people you care about, but when this desire turns into an attempt to mold them to your expectations, it creates tension and conflict. People are on their own journeys, with their own lessons to learn and paths to follow. By letting them go, you honor their individuality and autonomy. You allow them to be who they are, rather than who you think they should be. This act of release is not only a gift to others, but also a profound act of self-care. Holding on to grudges, unresolved conflicts, or unreciprocated feelings can weigh heavily on your spirit, draining your energy and clouding your mind. When you let go, you free yourself from these emotional burdens. Forgiveness plays a key role here, not necessarily as an act of condoning hurtful behavior, but as a means of liberating yourself from the past. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, allowing you to move forward, unencumbered by bitterness or regret. Letting go is also about releasing expectations and attachments to outcomes. Often, we become so fixated on how we think relationships or situations should unfold that we blind ourselves to the possibilities life is offering. By letting go of rigid expectations, you open yourself to the flow of life's natural rhythm. You begin to trust that everything is unfolding in its perfect time and way, even if it doesn't align with your immediate desires. This trust brings peace and allows you to focus on what you can control, your inner state. Importantly, letting go does not mean closing yourself off or withdrawing love. In fact, it is the opposite. When you let go, you free yourself to love unconditionally, without strings or expectations. This kind of love is not based on need or dependency, but on mutual respect and freedom. It allows relationships to flourish in an authentic and harmonious way because they are rooted in genuine connection rather than attachment. Ultimately, letting go of others is an act of empowerment. It allows you to reclaim your energy, focus on your personal growth, and align with your true self. It is a practice of trust. Trust in yourself, in others, and in the unfolding of life. By letting go, you step into a state of inner freedom, where you are no longer bound by external circumstances or the actions of others. This liberation is the key to a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment. The concept of cultivating the inner garden is a metaphor for the deliberate and intentional care you give to your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and imagination. Just as a physical garden requires attention, nurturing, and the removal of weeds to thrive, so does the mind require conscious tending to create a fulfilling and harmonious life. This principle underscores the truth that your inner state directly determines the quality of your external reality. Your mind can be seen as fertile soil, capable of growing anything you plant within it. The seeds you sow are your thoughts and beliefs, and they inevitably bear fruit in the form of experiences, relationships, and outcomes. If you cultivate positive, empowering thoughts, your life will reflect those qualities. Conversely, if you allow negative, self-defeating thoughts to take root, they will grow into obstacles and challenges. The choice of what to plant in your inner garden is always yours, and the results are a reflection of your level of care and intention. Cultivating the inner garden begins with self-awareness. To tend to your inner world, you must first become conscious of the thoughts and emotions that dominate your mind. Many of us carry habitual patterns of worry, fear, or doubt, often without realizing their impact. These patterns are like weeds that choke the growth of the positive qualities we wish to cultivate. By practicing mindfulness and introspection, you can identify these limiting beliefs and gently remove them, making space for new, constructive thoughts to take root. A vital aspect of nurturing your inner garden is feeding it with positive energy and affirmations. Just as plants need sunlight and water, Your mind thrives on encouragement, love, and a sense of possibility. Regularly affirming your worth, capabilities, and vision for the future helps to reinforce the positive seeds you plant. Visualization is another powerful tool. By vividly imagining the life you desire and feeling the emotions associated with it, you cultivate the conditions for that vision to grow and flourish. However, tending to your inner garden also requires patience and consistency. Growth does not happen overnight, and neither do the transformations you seek in your life. It's a gradual process, much like waiting for seeds to germinate and sprout. During this time, it's essential to trust the process and resist the temptation to give up or fall back into old patterns. Perseverance and faith are the keys to seeing your inner garden come to life. Another important element is gratitude. By appreciating the positive aspects of your life and the progress you've made, you infuse your inner garden with energy and optimism. Gratitude acts as a powerful fertilizer, enhancing the growth of your positive intentions and drawing even more abundance into your life. It's also important to protect your inner garden from external influences. Negative energy from others, societal pressures, or even the chaos of daily life can threaten the harmony of your inner world. Setting healthy boundaries and creating time for self-care, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply being in nature, helps to safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. Ultimately, cultivating the inner garden is about creating a sanctuary within yourself, a space where peace, joy, and fulfillment can flourish, regardless of external circumstances. By taking responsibility for your inner world and nurturing it with care and intention, you create the foundation for a life that reflects your highest potential. The fruits of this practice are not only a more abundant and harmonious reality, but also a profound sense of alignment with your true self. This is the art of living from within, where you become the conscious gardener of your own destiny. Reclaiming inner power is a profound and transformative process that involves recognizing, embracing, and harnessing the immense creative force within you. It is about understanding that you are not a passive participant in life, subject to the whims of external circumstances, but an active creator of your reality. This realization marks the beginning of your journey towards self-mastery and fulfillment. Inner power is your inherent ability to shape your thoughts, emotions, and actions to align with the life you desire. It is not something you need to acquire from the outside. It is already within you, waiting to be awakened. Over time, many of us unknowingly give away this power. We allow the opinions of others, societal expectations, and the fear of failure to dictate our choices. We become entangled in the belief that our happiness, success, and worth depend on factors outside of ourselves. Reclaiming inner power is about breaking free from these illusions and returning to the truth of who you are. The truth. The first step in this process is awareness. To reclaim your power, you must recognize the areas in your life where you have ceded control. This could manifest as blaming others for your circumstances, relying on external validation, or feeling stuck in patterns of self-doubt and limitation. Awareness allows you to see these patterns for what they are: temporary states, not permanent truths. With this understanding, you can begin to take responsibility for your inner world, knowing that your thoughts and beliefs are the source of your experiences. Taking responsibility is not about self-blame, it is about empowerment. When you accept that you have the ability to change your thoughts, you reclaim your role as the creator of your life. This shift requires courage and commitment, as it often involves challenging long-held beliefs and stepping outside your comfort zone. However, it is also deeply liberating. You realize that you are not at the mercy of circumstances, but have the ability to create new ones through the choices you make within. Reclaiming inner power also involves cultivating self-trust and intuition. Society often teaches us to look outside ourselves for answers, leading us to doubt our own inner guidance. Yet your intuition, your inner voice, is one of your most powerful tools. By reconnecting with this voice, you align with the wisdom and clarity that come from your true self. This alignment allows you to make decisions that reflect your deepest desires and highest values, rather than being swayed by external pressures or fears. Another key aspect of reclaiming inner power is learning to manage your emotions and energy. Emotions are not inherently good or bad. They are signals that provide valuable information about your inner state. By observing your emotions without judgment, you can respond to them in a way that supports your growth rather than being controlled by them. Practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and visualization help you develop this emotional mastery, enabling you to stay centered and focused, even in challenging situations. As you reclaim your inner power, you also learn to set boundaries and protect your energy. This does not mean closing yourself off from others, but rather honoring your needs and prioritizing your well-being. Boundaries help you maintain your sense of self and prevent external influences from diminishing your strength or clarity. Ultimately, reclaiming inner power is about remembering your innate divinity and creative potential. It is the process of stepping into your role as the author of your life, consciously choosing the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that align with your highest vision. This journey is not about controlling the world around you, but about mastering the world within you. When you do so, you unlock the ability to live with purpose, joy, and fulfillment, knowing that you hold the power to create a life that reflects your true essence. Imagine a world where every moment presents itself as an opportunity for growth and transformation. In this world, you are not merely a passenger carried by the tides of circumstance, but the captain of your own ship, the architect of your reality. The power to shape your destiny lies not in the external world, but within you, within your ability to master your emotions and your reactions. It is often said that life is a series of events beyond our control. Yet consider this: what if the true power lies not in controlling the events themselves, but in mastering your response to them? What if every experience, no matter how challenging or mundane, is an invitation to exercise dominion over your inner world? When you cease to react impulsively to the provocations of life, you reclaim the creative energy that is often squandered in conflict, frustration, or despair. Emotional mastery is not the suppression of feelings, but the understanding that you are the steward of your emotional state. Emotions, like the tides, rise and fall, but the wise understand that they are neither slaves to these tides nor immune to them. Instead, they stand firm, rooted in awareness, allowing the waves to come and go without losing their footing. Consider the profound potential of non-reaction. When you choose not to react, you create space to observe, to reflect, and to align with the deeper truth of who you are. This space is where transformation occurs. It is where you shift from being a victim of circumstance to a deliberate creator of your reality. Non-reaction is not passivity. It is a conscious choice, a declaration of sovereignty over your mind and heart. It is the art of remaining calm amidst chaos, not because the chaos does not exist, but because you recognize that your peace is not contingent on external conditions. In this state of stillness, you harness the power to redirect your thoughts and emotions toward your desired outcomes. As we embark on this exploration of the power of non-reaction and the mastery of emotions, I invite you to consider your own life. How often have you allowed external events to dictate your internal state? How often have you reacted out of habit rather than intention? What might change if you embraced the discipline of stillness, the courage of observation, and the wisdom of choosing your response? This journey is not about denying your humanity or suppressing your feelings. It is about reclaiming the creative power that is rightfully yours. When you learn to control your emotions, you discover that the world no longer holds sway over you. Instead, you stand as a deliberate creator, transforming challenges into opportunities, resistance into resilience, and reaction into intentional action. To grasp the profound essence of non-reaction, one must first understand the nature of thought and emotion. thoughts are seeds and emotions are the waters that nourish them. When you react impulsively to the world around you, you give away the waters of your emotional reservoir, often to seeds that do not serve your highest good. By cultivating the discipline of non-reaction, you reserve this energy, allowing yourself to consciously choose which seeds to water and which to leave to wither. Each moment of life invites you to respond, but the choice of response is yours alone. A reactive mind operates on habit, repeating patterns it has learned without questioning their validity. It is like a marionette, pulled by the strings of external events, its actions dictated by forces outside itself. But within you lies the potential for freedom, a freedom born of awareness, where you no longer act as a reflex, but as an expression of intention. To practice non-reaction is to step into the role of observer, to see the unfolding drama of life without becoming entangled in it. This does not mean you detach from life itself, but rather that you rise above its fleeting provocations. It is to watch the storm without being swept away by it, to acknowledge the thunder without trembling at its sound. In this state of observation, you become the master of your inner world, no longer a prisoner to the whims of circumstance. When you choose not to react, you step into a space of silence. This silence is not emptiness but fullness, the stillness that holds infinite potential. It is within this silence that you find clarity, for without the noise of reaction, the truth of any situation becomes evident. From this place of clarity, you can act with wisdom, guided not by fear or anger, but by the calm certainty of your inner vision. Life will continually present you with challenges, for growth arises from resistance. Yet every challenge carries within it the seed of your transformation. The difficult person, the unexpected setback, the harsh words, all are but mirrors reflecting aspects of your inner state. When you react, you affirm the power of these reflections over you. But when you choose not to react, you reclaim your power, transforming these reflections into tools for self-discovery and growth. This practice of non-reaction is not without its difficulties. The mind, conditioned by years of habitual responses, will resist. It will urge you to lash out, to defend, to retaliate. But remember, true strength is not in the forceful assertion of the self, but in the quiet confidence of one who knows their power. Each moment you resist the urge to react, you strengthen the muscles of your will, building a foundation of resilience that no external force can shake. In mastering your emotions, you do not become cold or unfeeling. On the contrary, you gain a deeper connection to your emotions, for you no longer fear them. Anger, sadness, joy, and love all flow through you, but they no longer control you. You experience them fully, allowing them to pass without clinging or resistance. This is true freedom, to feel deeply yet remain unshaken, to love without attachment, and to face life's trials with equanimity. There is a subtle yet profound difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is immediate, often born of fear or habit. It is the mind's attempt to assert control over a situation it perceives as threatening. The response, however, is deliberate. It arises from a place of stillness and awareness, guided by the understanding that you are not the puppet of circumstances, but the creator of your experience. When you respond rather than react, you align with the higher wisdom within you, acting not out of compulsion but out of intention. The practice of non-reaction requires patience and compassion, both for yourself and for others. You will stumble, for the journey to mastery is not linear. There will be moments when the old patterns of reaction resurface, when anger flares or fear grips you. In these moments, do not condemn yourself, for every stumble is an opportunity to learn. Each time you choose to return to the path of awareness, you strengthen your resolve, inching closer to the mastery you seek. When you control your emotions, you do not suppress them. Suppression is a denial of your humanity, a refusal to face the truths that emotions reveal. Control in this context is understanding. It is the recognition that emotions are not enemies to be conquered, but messengers to be heard. They arise to show you where your attention is needed, where healing must occur, where growth is possible. By listening to them without being ruled by them, You honor their purpose while maintaining your sovereignty. The power of non-reaction extends beyond the individual. When you choose not to react, you disrupt the cycle of conflict that perpetuates itself in relationships and society. You become a point of stillness in a world often consumed by chaos, a beacon of peace that influences those around you. Your calm presence can diffuse tension, inspire understanding, and create a ripple effect of harmony. In this way, your practice of non-reaction becomes not only a personal transformation, but a contribution to the collective good. Non-reaction does not mean inaction. To remain still in the face of injustice or harm is not the aim. Rather, it is to act from a place of wisdom and clarity, unclouded by the distortions of reactive emotion. When you master this art, your actions become precise, your words carry weight, and your presence commands respect. You become a force for change, not through aggression, but through the quiet power of deliberate action. This mastery is not achieved overnight. It is a daily practice, a continual return to the awareness of your thoughts and emotions. It requires vigilance, for the mind is adept at justifying its reactions, cloaking them in the guise of righteousness or necessity. But with each moment of awareness, each instance where you pause before reacting, you weaken the grip of these justifications, reclaiming the power that is yours by right. As you progress on this path, you will notice a shift within yourself. The storms of life that once seemed insurmountable will lose their power to disturb you. The opinions of others, once a source of validation or distress, will no longer dictate your sense of worth. You will move through life with a quiet confidence, rooted in the understanding that your peace is your own to maintain. The world will continue to change, presenting new challenges and uncertainties. Yet, the one constant amidst this flux is your ability to choose your response. This is your true power, a power that no external force can take from you. When you embrace this truth, you step into the fullness of your being, living not as a reaction to the world, but as a deliberate expression of your highest self. The path of non-reaction and emotional mastery is not easy, but it is worth it. It is a journey of transformation, a return to the truth of who you are, a creator, a master, a being of infinite potential. As you walk this path, you will discover the profound freedom that comes with knowing that you are not bound by the circumstances of your life, but by the choices you make in response to them. The power to control your emotions begins with awareness. To observe yourself in the moment of provocation, to notice the rising tide of anger, fear, or frustration, is the first step toward mastery. Awareness brings choice, and choice is the key to freedom. When you act without awareness, you are a slave to your impulses. When you act with awareness, you become the master of your fate, able to direct your energy and attention toward that which serves your higher purpose. Emotions, though fleeting, have the power to dictate the trajectory of a moment, a day, or even a lifetime. Yet, their power over you is an illusion born of your willingness to identify with them. Emotions are visitors. They arise, linger for a time, and then pass. To react impulsively is to allow these transient visitors to define your reality. To respond with intention is to acknowledge their presence without surrendering your sovereignty. Non-reaction is not indifference, it is the highest form of engagement. It is the willingness to meet every moment fully, without being swept away by its surface currents. When you practice non-reaction, you do not avoid or deny the challenges of life. Instead, you face them with clarity and composure, seeing them for what they are: opportunities to refine your character, to deepen your understanding, and to grow in strength and wisdom. This discipline is a practice, and like all practices, it requires patience and persistence. In the beginning, you may find yourself swept away by old habits of reaction, caught in the familiar patterns of anger, frustration, or fear. But each time you pause, each time you choose to observe rather than react, you strengthen your capacity for self-control. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, a way of being that transforms not only your inner world, but also your experience of life itself. The outer world, with all its challenges and provocations, is a mirror reflecting your inner state. When you react to the world with anger or fear, you reinforce the very patterns that cause you suffering. But when you meet the world with equanimity, with the calm assurance of one who knows their own power, you transform not only your experience but the world itself. For the world responds to your state of being, reflecting back to you the peace or turmoil you carry within. To master your emotions is to master your mind, for it is your thoughts that give rise to your feelings. The stories you tell yourself about what is happening, the meanings you assign to events, are the roots of your emotional responses. By changing these stories, by choosing thoughts that empower rather than disempower you, you can transform your emotional landscape. This is not a denial of reality, but a recognition that reality is shaped as much by your perception as by external events. Non-reaction is the practice of choosing peace over conflict, clarity over confusion, and intention over impulse. It is the recognition that your power lies not in controlling the world, but in controlling yourself. This is a radical shift, for the world teaches us to seek power externally, to strive for control over others or circumstances. But true power is internal. It is the power to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, to act with purpose rather than react with fear. When you live from this place of inner strength, you become unshakable. The storms of life may rage around you, but they cannot touch the calm center within. This is not to say that you will never feel pain or sorrow, for these are part of the human experience. But even in the midst of pain, you will find a deeper peace, a knowing that you are more than your emotions, more than your circumstances. This state of being is not reserved for the few, it is available to all who are willing to do the inner work. It requires courage, for to face your emotions without flinching is to face yourself. It requires humility, for to let go of reaction is to let go of the need to prove yourself right or to assert your will over others. And it requires faith, a belief in your own capacity to grow, to change, and to rise above the limitations of the past. Each moment is an opportunity to practice. The small irritations of daily life, the unexpected delays, the careless words of others, all are invitations to choose non-reaction. These moments, seemingly insignificant, are the building blocks of emotional mastery. For it is in the small things that the patterns of the mind are revealed, and it is in the small things that they can be changed. As you cultivate this practice, you will notice a shift in your relationships. Conflict will diminish, not because challenges disappear, but because your response to them changes. You will find yourself less affected by the moods and actions of others, more able to hold your own center in the midst of their storms. And in holding your center, you create a space for others to find theirs, a space where understanding and connection can flourish. This is the ripple effect of non-reaction. Your calm presence influences those around you, inspiring them to find their own strength. This is not through words or persuasion, but through the quiet power of example. When you embody peace, you become a living invitation for others to do the same. This is how change begins, not through force or argument, but through the silent, steady radiance of one who has mastered themselves. To control your emotions is not to suppress them, but to channel them, to direct their energy toward that which serves your highest purpose. Emotions are powerful, and when harnessed, they can fuel your growth and creativity. Anger becomes determination, fear becomes courage, sadness becomes compassion. In this way, even the most challenging emotions can become allies on your journey. Life is a constant flow of experiences, each one an opportunity to practice non-reaction. The highs and lows, the triumphs and setbacks, all are teachers if you are willing to learn. And as you learn, you will find a deeper joy, a joy that is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises from the simple act of being. This joy is the reward of non-reaction, the fruit of a mind and heart at peace. To live in this way is to live fully, to embrace the totality of life without being overwhelmed by it. It is to walk through the world with open eyes and an open heart, unafraid of what you may encounter, for you know that you are equal to any challenge. This is the gift of non-reaction, the freedom to be yourself in every moment, unencumbered by the need to defend, to prove, or to control. This practice is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments of struggle, moments when the old patterns seem insurmountable. But with each step, you grow stronger, more aware, more in tune with the deeper truths of your being. And in this growth, you will discover the power that has always been within you, waiting to be claimed. As you walk this path of non-reaction, you begin to see the beauty in life's challenges. What once felt like obstacles now appear as opportunities, each one a stepping stone toward a deeper understanding of yourself. In this awareness, you come to recognize that life is not something happening to you, but something happening for you. Every experience, no matter how difficult, serves as a teacher, offering lessons that guide you toward greater mastery. Your emotional responses, once automatic and reactive, become intentional and deliberate. Instead of being a product of the world around you, you become a creator of the world within you. This shift transforms your life in profound ways. You find yourself no longer at the mercy of others' opinions, no longer swayed by the turbulence of external events. You carry within you a calm, unshakable peace, a peace that becomes the foundation for everything you do. Imagine what life could look like when you live from this place of emotional mastery. You wake each day with the confidence that no matter what comes, you have the power to choose your response. You face challenges with grace and composure, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for connection and understanding. Your relationships deepen, for you no longer react from fear or defensiveness, but respond with love and wisdom. This way of being does not mean that life becomes free of difficulties. The storms will still come, but you will weather them with the strength of someone who knows their own power. You will no longer feel the need to control others or the circumstances around you, for you will have discovered the deeper truth that control over your inner state is the only control you truly need. In this space of inner mastery, you also find freedom from the chains of past conditioning, freedom from the weight of resentment and regret, freedom to live authentically and wholeheartedly. This freedom is your birthright, the natural state of one who has reclaimed their power from the illusions of the external world. The world around you may not change, but your experience of it will. The same situations that once caused stress or anger will now inspire patience and understanding. You will find yourself increasingly drawn to peace, not because the world is without chaos, but because you have discovered that peace is always within you. And in discovering this peace, you also discover your purpose. For when you are no longer caught in the cycle of reaction, you are free to turn your energy toward what truly matters. You can create, love, and contribute in ways that align with your deepest values. You become a force for good, not through striving or struggle, but through the quiet power of your presence. As we bring this journey of reflection to a close, consider the life that awaits you when you embrace the power of non-reaction. It is a life of freedom, where you are no longer a prisoner of your emotions, but a master of them. It is a life of peace, where the storms of the world cannot shake your inner calm. And it is a life of purpose, where you are free to live as the highest expression of yourself. This journey is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Each step you take toward emotional mastery brings you closer to the truth of who you are: a creator, a visionary, a being of infinite potential. The power is already within you, waiting to be claimed. All that remains is for you to take the first step. Choose today to reclaim your power. Choose to pause, to observe, to respond with intention rather than react out of habit. Choose to become the master of your emotions and the creator of your life. In doing so, you will not only transform yourself, but also inspire those around you to do the same. And in this transformation, you will discover the profound truth that the power to change the world begins with the power to change yourself.
In the hustle and bustle of life, many of us find ourselves chasing after what we desire, be it success, love, peace, or wealth. We work tirelessly, often to the point of exhaustion, believing that the harder we try, the closer we come to achieving our dreams. But I tell you today, the secret is not in the trying, but in the being. You see, the universe responds not to your efforts or your struggles, but to your state of being. When you stop trying to get it, you open the door for it to come to you. The more you try to force something into existence, the more you affirm to the universe that you do not already possess it. You are in a state of lack, and in that state of lack you repel the very thing you desire. Let us reflect on the words, "Stop trying to get it," and you will have it all the moment you realize that you are already the embodiment of all that you seek, is the moment everything starts to shift. The key is within you. The power you seek is within your own consciousness. You must first recognize your divine nature and the abundance that already exists within and around you. Now, take a moment to think about a time when you were desperate for something. Perhaps you wanted a promotion at work, or you longed for a particular relationship to come into your life. When you focused solely on the desire itself, did it not seem to elude you? But when you relaxed and began to live in the assumption that it was already yours, did it not naturally flow to you? This is the power of your inner world. What you believe, what you assume, and what you feel within yourself is what you manifest into your outer world. The secret to having it all is not in pushing and striving for it, but in surrendering to the knowing that it is already yours. The moment you stop trying to get it, you align with the energy of having it. Let me ask you, how would you act if you already had everything you desired? How would you feel if all your dreams were already fulfilled? Would you feel more relaxed, more confident, more peaceful? This shift in perspective is not a mere exercise in imagination, it is the very foundation of manifestation. You must embody the feelings of your desires fulfilled, for in doing so you create a vibrational match to those desires. The more you embody the feeling of having it all, the more it will flow to you effortlessly. This is why the path to manifestation lies in your belief. If you persist in the belief that you are lacking, you will continue to attract lack. But when you believe, truly believe, that you are whole and complete in this very moment, everything you need will come to you naturally. You do not need to seek it out, chase after it, or force it into existence. It is already yours by divine right. The law of attraction, a principle that many talk about but few truly understand. The universe is not something separate from you. It is not out there, distant, or beyond your reach. The universe is within you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, and your actions all work in harmony with the universe to create your reality. You are not a passive observer. You are the creator. You are the architect of your own life. The moment you stop trying to chase after what you think you need, you begin to recognize that everything you have ever desired is already inside you. Imagine you are sitting in a room, and the room is filled with treasures, gold, jewels, and everything you could ever want. All you need to do is open your eyes to the room that you are already in. There is no need to go outside of this room to search for what you desire. Everything you need is already within your reach, just waiting for you to realize it. Yet many spend their entire lives searching for treasure outside the room, thinking it is somewhere beyond their grasp, when in truth it has always been with them. The act of trying to get something stems from a deep-seated belief in lack. When you are in the vibration of lack, you constantly feel that there is something missing from your life. You feel as though you must earn what is rightfully yours. But what if I told you that there is no need to earn what you already have? What if I told you that the moment you accept your inherent worthiness, everything you desire will naturally come to you? Your desires are not there to torment you, to make you feel incomplete. They are there to remind you of who you truly are. Your desires are a reflection of the divine essence within you, calling you to awaken to your full potential. The only thing standing between you and your desires is your belief that you need to work hard to earn them. The truth is, you do not need to earn what you are already entitled to. Your desires are simply a reflection of the consciousness you hold. To stop trying to get it means to cease striving from a place of fear or desperation. It means stepping into a state of trust, knowing that all things are working together for your good. When you stop trying to get it, You begin to live in alignment with the flow of life, with the natural rhythm of the universe. And in that flow, everything you desire will effortlessly appear. Consider the nature of a river. The river does not struggle to flow. It does not try to get to the ocean. It simply flows, knowing that its destination is already set. It moves naturally, without resistance, carving its own path, and in doing so, it reaches the ocean. It doesn't chase the ocean, it becomes the ocean. It merges with it. And so it is with you. When you stop trying to get what you desire and simply allow yourself to be, you align with the natural flow of life. Everything you need will come to you as effortlessly as the river flows to the sea. The struggle many face comes from the belief that they must control the outcome. They try to micromanage the how and when of their desires, but the how and when are not for you to decide. Your role is to simply believe, feel, and act as if your desires are already fulfilled. The universe will take care of the rest. When you surrender the need to control, you open the doors for your desires to come to you in ways far beyond your limited understanding. You see, every thought you think is a seed you plant in the soil of your consciousness. The quality of the seeds you plant determines the harvest you will reap. But here's the catch. It's not about planting seeds in a frantic attempt to get something. It's about planting seeds with the knowing that the harvest is already yours. When you plant with the intention of getting something, you are planting with the energy of lack. You are affirming that you do not have it now, and that energy ripples out into the universe. But when you plant with the knowing that it is already yours, you plant with the energy of abundance, and that energy attracts more of the same. Let me tell you something else. The things you desire are already in alignment with your purpose. The dreams you have are not random. They are part of the divine plan for your life. You were born with a specific purpose, and your desires are the whispers of your soul, guiding you towards that purpose. When you stop trying to get it, you allow yourself to be guided. You trust that the desires you have are simply stepping stones along your journey, not obstacles to overcome. There is a profound peace that comes when you stop trying. It is the peace of knowing that everything is already working in your favor. You do not have to fight for what is yours. You do not have to prove yourself. You do not have to push or strain. The more you push, the further you push away what you desire. But the more you surrender, the closer you draw it to you. This peace is the key to unlocking your desires. When you are at peace, you vibrate at a frequency that is in perfect harmony with the universe. The universe is not a chaotic, unpredictable force. It is a system of perfect order and balance. And when you align yourself with that order, everything flows effortlessly to you. But the moment you step into resistance, the flow is interrupted. The more you try to control, the more you block the very thing you seek. It's time to let go of the struggle. It's time to trust in the process. The moment you stop trying to get it, you open yourself to receiving it. Your desires are not a reward for hard work, they are a reflection of who you are at your core. The moment you stop seeking, you begin to see the truth. You already have it. You are the very embodiment of everything you have ever desired. And this truth is not limited to material things. It extends to your relationships, your health, your happiness, and your inner peace. When you stop trying to get love, love comes to you. When you stop trying to get success, success comes to you. When you stop trying to get validation, validation comes to you. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be recognized. So take a moment to reflect on your desires. What is it that you have been chasing? What have you been striving for? Now ask yourself, what if it is already mine? What if I do not need to work so hard to get it? What if I simply allow myself to experience it now? When you shift your thinking from trying to getting, you align yourself with your true power. The truth is simple. You are not here to struggle. You are here to live, to experience, and to create. You are here to remember your divine essence and to allow the universe to reflect that essence back to you. You are the creator of your reality, and when you stop trying to get it, you give yourself permission to create it with ease. There is no need for struggle. There is no need for worry. There is no need for fear. The moment you let go of the need to try, you open the space for everything you desire to flow to you effortlessly. It's time to stop trying to get it and instead simply trust that it is already yours. The moment you let go of the struggle, you will find that you have it all. You are already whole, you are already abundant, you are already loved. And when you stop trying, the universe will show you just how true that is. So let go. Let go of the fear. Let go of the struggle. Let go of the belief that you need to try harder. Trust that it is already yours. Trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and that the moment you stop trying to get it, you will have it all. When you stop trying to force outcomes, you step into a profound state of relaxation, of allowing. The more you allow life to unfold naturally, the more you see how effortlessly it can come to you. You may have been taught to believe that success requires relentless effort, to believe that happiness is earned through struggle. But the truth is quite the opposite. Success, joy, peace, and everything you desire is simply an effect of aligning with your highest self and allowing the universe to deliver. It doesn't need to be forced, it needs to be received. When you are in a state of wanting, you are focusing on the absence of the thing you desire. You are telling the universe that it's not here, that it's something outside of you, something you have to chase. But the moment you stop wanting and begin feeling as though you already possess what you desire, you align with the energy of abundance. You shift from a place of lack to a place of wholeness. When you believe that you already have what you want, you no longer need to fight for it. In fact, the mere act of chasing after your desires signifies that you do not truly believe they are already yours. The power of manifestation lies in the ability to believe that what you seek is already yours, and to experience that belief fully in the present moment. The act of trying is an act of resistance. It is an effort to manipulate the outside world to match your internal desires, and that effort only creates more resistance. However, when you stop trying and surrender to the belief that what you want is already yours, you allow the universe to align with your energy and bring it to you. The secret is not in the doing, but in the being. You are already the person who possesses everything you seek. The wealth, the love, the success, the happiness, it is all inside you already. And the more you try to get these things, the further away they seem to be. But when you stop trying and begin embodying the essence of having everything you desire, you become the magnet that attracts it all. Your thoughts are not just fleeting things. They are powerful forces that shape your reality. What you think about consistently, you will bring about. This is why it is so important to focus not on the absence of what you want, but on the abundance that is already yours. Stop focusing on what you don't have, and start focusing on what you already possess. Shift your thoughts from lack to abundance, from struggle to ease, and you will see your reality begin to reflect that shift. In every moment, you have the power to choose your thoughts and emotions. You have the power to decide whether you will continue to chase after something, or whether you will embrace the truth that it is already yours. The moment you realize that you do not need to chase after anything, you step into a state of complete freedom. You stop working against the natural flow of life, and instead you start working with it. The more you try to control the outcome, the more you resist the natural process of manifestation. It is a paradox: the more you chase after something, the more you push it away. But the moment you let go of control and trust in the process, the universe aligns with your desires. It's like trying to hold on to water. The more tightly you grip it, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you relax your grip and allow the water to flow, it stays with you. You must trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it seems like things are not moving in the direction you want. Trust that the universe is always working behind the scenes to bring you what you desire. It may not come in the exact way you expect, but it will come. When you stop trying to control the how and when you allow space for miracles to happen. One of the most profound shifts you can make in your life is the realization that you are already whole. You are not lacking anything. You do not need to work harder or try more desperately to prove your worth or to earn the things you desire. You are worthy simply because you exist. Your desires are not signs of what you lack, but rather reflections of your divine essence, calling you to become more of who you truly are. When you stop trying to get something, you begin to express more fully who you are, and in doing so, You allow everything you desire to come to you. The law of attraction is not just about asking for what you want and waiting for it to appear. It is about becoming the person who already has what you want. It is about embodying the energy of having it and allowing that energy to magnetize your desires to you. When you embody the feeling of already having what you want, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are in alignment with your desires. The universe responds to this vibration by bringing you everything that matches it. You are a vibrational being, and everything in the universe is energy. The car you drive, the relationships you have, the money in your bank account, they are all the result of the vibration you are emitting. When you stop trying to get it, you stop emitting the vibration of lack. Instead, you begin to emit the vibration of abundance, and the universe responds accordingly. But this process is not about forcing yourself into a state of feeling good when you don't truly feel that way. It is not about pretending everything is fine when you feel conflicted. The key is to shift your perception. Start by recognizing that the desire you have is already a part of you. You are already in possession of it. Your only task is to align with the truth that it is already yours. Once you realize that the thing you desire is not separate from you, the need to try to get it disappears. You no longer need to chase it because you are already living as though you have it. Take a moment and ask yourself, what is it that I am striving for? And now ask, what if I already had it? What would that feel like? Step into the feelings of having what you want. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude. As you embrace those feelings, you align with the very energy that brings your desires into reality. The more you feel as if your desires are already fulfilled, the more they will materialize in your life. Life is not about struggling to achieve something. It is about recognizing that everything you need is already here, and everything you desire is already on its way to you. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone. There is no need to compete, no need to hustle. All you have to do is align with the energy of abundance, stop trying to get it, and allow the universe to bring everything you desire to you. This process takes patience. It takes trust. But most of all, it takes surrender. When you stop trying to force things into existence, you begin to experience life in a whole new way. You begin to see the magic of the universe unfolding before your eyes. You begin to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and blessings that were always there, but that you were too caught up in the chase to see. The key to having it all is not in the striving, it is in the being. The more you allow yourself to be the person who already has everything you desire, the more the universe will respond to you. And when you stop trying to get it, you will have it all. You may wonder how this all works. How can simply stopping the pursuit of something, releasing the need to chase after it, bring it to you? The answer lies in the understanding of the deeper workings of the mind and the universe. We live in a world governed by laws far greater than we can comprehend with our conscious minds. But once you begin to understand that everything is energy, that your thoughts and feelings are not merely fleeting moments, but actual vibrations influencing the fabric of your reality, things begin to make sense. Every thought, every feeling you emit, whether positive or negative, creates a ripple in the universe, sending out signals that attract similar energy back to you. So the more you focus on the lack of what you desire, the more you create a reality where that lack persists. It is the natural law at work. What you focus on grows. This is why it's so important to shift your focus from what you don't have to what you already have, and to fully embrace the feeling of having it now. When you stop the constant yearning and let go of the urgency, you create space for the fulfillment of your desires. You have been programmed, often by society and external influences, to believe that striving, achieving, and doing are the only ways to succeed. The truth is, success is not about how much effort you put into obtaining something. True success comes from within, from the quiet realization that you are already whole and complete. You are already worthy of everything you desire. The act of getting is simply an illusion. Your true power lies in being, in the present moment, and accepting your inherent worth. When you stop trying to get it, you tap into the infinite power that exists within you. You stop pushing against the flow of life and instead flow with it. The struggle to obtain what you desire fades away. and you become an open channel for the universe to deliver everything you want. The key is surrendering the need for control, surrendering the need to prove your worthiness, and surrendering the belief that you have to work harder or strive more to have what you want. You let go of resistance and open yourself up to the abundance that is already yours. At the same time, it's important to recognize that the process of manifesting what you desire isn't about doing nothing. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the vision of who you are and what you want to bring into your life. But the key distinction is that you are not trying to get something that is separate from you. You are allowing your true self to emerge and express itself fully. Your desires are not something outside of you that you need to chase down. They are an expression of who you already are. And the more you align with your true nature, the more everything you desire will flow toward you effortlessly. Think about how much easier it is to attract positive outcomes when you are calm and centered. When you are relaxed and at peace, you are in a state of allowing. You are no longer pushing, no longer forcing, but instead, you are simply being. And in that state of being, you are vibrating at the frequency of everything you desire. It's like a magnet drawing everything you want right to you. The harder you push, the more you are pushing against the flow of life. But when you stop trying and simply align with the present moment, with who you truly are, you open the floodgates to your desires. This might feel like a paradox, especially if you've spent your life working hard to get ahead, trying to achieve something, or chasing after success. But that's exactly the point. Your hard work and effort are not what bring you true fulfillment. They may bring temporary results, but long-term fulfillment comes from a place of inner peace, from a state of acceptance, and from knowing that you already have everything you need. Your worth does not depend on what you achieve or acquire. Your worth is inherent. And the moment you realize that, you stop chasing and start living in alignment with your true self. This is where true power lies, in the ability to release the need for external validation and to simply be who you are. When you are fully aligned with the energy of who you are, when you are not attached to outcomes or driven by the need to prove something, you become magnetic. You become a vessel through which all your desires can flow. And the best part is, it's not a difficult thing to do. It doesn't require years of effort, hard work, or sacrifice. All it requires is the willingness to stop trying, to trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and to allow the universe to work its magic. The law of attraction is a powerful force, but its true power lies in understanding that you are not the one doing the attracting. You are the one allowing. The universe is already bringing you everything you desire. Your job is to align with that truth and let go of the need to chase after it. Once you stop trying to get it, you realize that it's always been there, waiting for you to claim it. It's been right in front of you the entire time, and all you had to do was stop running after it. When you stop trying, you stop resisting, you stop fighting against the flow of life. And in that moment of surrender, you become one with the universe. You become the creator of your reality, not by trying to force it, but by allowing it to unfold in its perfect time and form. The process of manifestation is not about striving, but about being. It's about stepping into the person you are meant to be and living as if everything you want is already yours. One of the most profound realizations you can have is that you don't need to work hard to achieve your desires. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough for everyone. There is no scarcity, no shortage, no competition. The only thing standing between you and your desires is the belief that you need to try to get them. When you release that belief and accept that everything you need is already here, everything you desire will manifest effortlessly. The power is not in the struggle. The power is in the surrender. The power is in letting go of the need to chase, to fight, and to force things into being. The power is in knowing that you are enough, that you are worthy of everything you desire, and that everything you want is already on its way to you. The moment you stop trying to get it is the moment you open the door to everything you have ever wanted. When you let go of the need to chase after what you desire, you shift your energy from a place of scarcity and lack to one of abundance and trust. This is the key to transforming your life. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to fill a void, and instead you recognize that you are already whole. Your desires are not separate from you, they are a reflection of your own inner being. The more you align with your inner self, the more your desires naturally unfold. It is in the act of letting go, of not grasping so tightly to the outcome, that you create the space for your dreams to become a reality. Imagine for a moment that you are in a constant state of longing, always striving, always trying to achieve the next thing. The mind is continuously working, calculating, figuring out what to do next, how to get to the next level. There is no peace in this cycle. It's exhausting. But when you stop, when you pause, and allow yourself to be present, something miraculous happens. You create a gap in the noise, a stillness that allows the universe to step in. It's as though you've finally stopped fighting against the current, and now you are allowing the current to carry you effortlessly toward your destination. This doesn't mean that you become passive or lazy. It simply means that you cease the struggle, and instead you act from a place of inspiration rather than desperation. The actions you take come from a place of alignment, not from a place of pushing and forcing. When you act from inspiration, your actions are energized and effortless. The results you achieve are a natural outpouring of your alignment with your true self, not a result of hard labor or endless striving. Now think about the energy you bring to every situation in your life. How often do you find yourself caught in a state of needing approval, validation, or achievement? How much of your energy goes into trying to prove something to others, or trying to be something you're not? When you stop trying to get approval, when you stop seeking external validation, you release yourself from the chains of comparison and competition. You stop looking outside of yourself for confirmation and begin to trust the wisdom within. The truth is, everything you need is already within you. The moment you stop trying to get what you desire, you start to recognize that you already have it. You start to see the ways in which your desires are already showing up in your life, even if they are in subtle forms. You realize that the key to manifesting what you want is not through striving, but through aligning with your own inner truth. It's about trusting the process and having faith in the timing of the universe. When you stop trying to get it, you stop putting pressure on yourself. You stop living in a state of constant need and longing. Instead, you step into a state of abundance, of trust, and of allowing. You begin to realize that your worth is not determined by what you achieve, but by who you are at the core. Your worth is inherent, and nothing outside of you can add or take away from that. Once you understand this, you no longer feel the need to chase after your desires because you know they are already yours. You simply need to allow them to come to you. This is the beauty of manifestation. It's not about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of the universe. When you stop trying to get it, you open yourself up to receiving it in ways that you couldn't have imagined before. The universe has a way of bringing you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. And when you stop trying to make it happen, you stop blocking the flow of abundance that is always present. Let go of the notion that you have to work harder to achieve your dreams. Stop believing that you have to hustle and grind in order to succeed. These beliefs are rooted in scarcity and fear. They tell you that there isn't enough, that you have to fight for what you want. But when you stop trying to get it, you release yourself from this limiting belief. You step into a new paradigm, one where everything you desire is already within your reach. The shift from effort to ease is a powerful one. It requires trust. Trust that the universe knows what you need, and that everything you desire will come to you in its own perfect timing. Trust that you don't have to force anything, that you don't have to chase after your dreams. Trust that all you need to do is be yourself and allow life to unfold as it's meant to. The more you surrender to this process, the more your life begins to flow with ease. You begin to notice that opportunities arise effortlessly, that things start to fall into place without you having to force them. The job you've been wanting comes to you, the relationship you've been seeking manifests, the financial abundance you've desired appears without you needing to struggle or chase after it. It's as though the moment you stop trying, everything you've been seeking finds its way to you. This shift can be challenging, especially if you spent your entire life believing that success comes from hard work, struggle, and effort. But the truth is, success doesn't come from striving, it comes from alignment. It comes from knowing that everything you desire is already yours, and that the universe is simply waiting for you to align with it. When you stop trying to get it, you allow the universe to deliver what's already on its way to you. Your desires are not something that you have to earn or deserve, they are simply a reflection of who you are. The more you stop trying to chase them, the more you step into the fullness of who you already are. And that is when you begin to experience the magic of life, the effortless flow of abundance, joy and fulfillment that is your birthright. So take a moment and breathe. Let go of the constant pressure to get it. Release the need to strive, to chase, to struggle. Trust that everything you want is already on its way to you. Allow yourself to be present in the moment, to fully embrace the truth of who you are. And as you do, you will find that the very things you once chased so desperately will come to you effortlessly, simply because you stopped trying to get them. The universe is always working in your favor. Your desires are not separate from you. They are a reflection of your own divine essence. Stop trying to get them, and you will have it all. Allow the natural flow of life to bring everything you desire to you, and watch as your world transforms in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. When you stop trying to get it, you will finally realize that it was never about getting it at all. It was always about letting it come to you. In conclusion, the key to unlocking the life you desire lies in the profound act of letting go. When you stop trying to get what you want, you release the resistance that blocks your flow, and you allow the universe to bring your desires to you effortlessly. It's not about forcing or striving, it's about aligning with who you truly are and trusting that everything you seek is already on its way to you. The moment you stop the chase, you shift into a state of abundance, trust, and peace. You are enough, and you already have everything within you to manifest the life of your dreams. Embrace the power of surrender and allow your desires to flow toward you with ease. When you stop trying to get it, you open the door to receiving it all.